kembali kita ke segmen Kepala Metal. Okay, untuk episod kali ni, semua korang kenal kita, tak tahulah. Tengok betul-betul muka masing-masing handsome semua, muda lagi. Kita bersama MOTHFLESH. Belakang sikit lah. Okay, first kita nak basicnya kita nak tahu personally lah. Perkenalkan diri je lah, senang lah. Orang Kedah kata, kalau tak kenal tak cinta. So kita mula dengan hak paling dekat dengan aku ni. Okay, first bro.
Ya, nama saya Encik Mad Dog. Saya ialah gitaris untuk band MOTHFLESH.
Ya, gitaris first kan, second kan, ataupun sama?
Sama-sama.
Okay, bro.
Okay, nama saya Syafiq, saya drummer untuk MOTHFLESH.
Nama saya Giri, saya main gitar juga untuk MOTHFLESH dengan dia.
Dengan dia.
Sama-sama.
Say you bro. Introduce yourself.
Oh ya, nama saya Ranveer. I'm easy, I play bass.
Bass.
Hello, saya Imran, selaku vokalis.
Vokalis,
Itu je ke?
Itu je.
Okay. So kita nak first kali kita nak tahu dia orang punya background lah. Macam mana dia orang boleh jadi seorang kepala metal. Jadi seorang metalhead. Macam mana korang boleh semua terjerumus mencintai muzik metal. Okay, basic dekat situ. So kita start dari hujung sana lah. Okay, Imran, boleh cerita little bit your background. Macam mana boleh terlibat dengan muzik metal ni?
Actually, aku start dengan rock and roll. So
Tengok.
Itulah macam ada banyak gamer kan. Aku start rock and roll. Band yang paling influential bagi aku is Guns N' Roses. So from Guns N' Roses aku terus, sebab Guns N' Roses dah macam punkish kan, laju. Aku graduate to Slayer pula. From Slayer, lepas tu aku dengar few thrash band, Overkill. And then from there aku move on to Pantera. I think Pantera tu start yang aku betul-betul explore the genre of extreme music from Pantera.
Ini semua start dari sekolah rendah ke?
Sekolah menengah dalam form 1, form 2.
Form 1, form 2. Boleh tahu tak sekolah mana? My fan dah tahu kan?
Taman Melati, Sekolah Kebangsaan Taman Melati, sekolah rendah. SMK Taman Melati, sekolah menengah.
Orang Gombak lah ni. So daripada Pantera tu semua?
Daripada Pantera, lepas tu sebab aku ni bila dengar music, of course aku bias towards vocalist lah kan. Jadi macam Axl Rose, lepas tu Phil Anselmo, all these vocalist yang bila aku tengok, buat aku lagi interested nak tengok what is more extreme than this. You know, jadi bila aku tengok Phil Anselmo, okay, ni lagi ekstrim pada Axl Rose, tapi ada lagi tak ekstrim pada Phil Anselmo. From there, aku explore lebih further ke macam start playing dengan diorang lah. Aku explore further from thrash dengan groove, which is macam diorang introduce aku to band macam After the Burial. Baru-baru ni diorang ada suruh aku dengar Meshuggah yang aku tak pernah nak dengar lagi. Meshuggah, lepas tu Fear Factory. Band-band yang more technical and vocalist pun more technical.
Dengan tali lagi banyak lah.
Main tali lagi banyak.
Okay.
Yeah, so from there lah. So now konsep yang aku ada merangkumi semua influence daripada aku teenager sampai lah aku baru dengar semalam. Jadi semua yang aku dengar ni merangkumi sekali yang build aku sebagai vokalis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about you bro? How's your background? How you involved in the metal music?
So how I got into metal music?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's a very sad story. This is the part where you cue in the sad violin music, and I'll look out in the distance. So when I was in high school, about 12, maybe 13, 14 years old, I didn't have much friends. I was the really weird kid, so I didn't really have much friends. I had this one guy who was my friend. All right, I still remember his name. His name's Liam. And he was like into all sorts of music. And you see, growing up in I was growing up in the Middle East, so I was in an international school. So when you listen to certain types of music, that effectively creates the clique you're around to. So no one was really into like rock music or metal. My friend introduced me to some bands, and they were, I still remember, it was Audio Slave, System of a Down, and Rammstein. All right, so like
German band and American band.
Yeah, and an Armenian band. So like System of a Down's very accessible as a band, and it was like the lighter stuff like Chop Suey and Toxicity. And also some Linkin Park in there. And
of course, why not, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I got into this kind of music, it was like it was heavy for me, you know, as a 13-year-old listening to songs like Chop Suey, and then my friend introduced me to this other band called Slipknot.
Okay.
Some of you may have heard this band called Slipknot, and that was at around the time they released Volume 3 Subliminal Verses, and they had Before I Forget, which was again a very accessible song. So I was downloading Slipknot's songs on LimeWire.
Nice.
If you guys remember LimeWire, you either get good songs or good pornography. So
But either one or the other. Not both sometimes.
or sometimes you get those songs that break up into half. You know, you listen to one song and it ends up with Limp Bizkit's Rolling for some reason. So I remember downloading this one song called Scissors, which was from the first album. And that song's really long, 6 minutes long, and it starts off really creepy. Then he starts screaming in the second half, and every time I heard that part, I turned it off because I'm like, wow, this is really like evil, you know. And I don't want to be like this evil like guy if I listen to this music. But one day, I'm like, no, I gotta overcome this.
Okay.
And I listened to the whole thing, and I was like, wow, this is like the most evil shit ever.
Okay.
And then that just kind of opened me up to listening to much more, I'd say, extreme forms of music. And I think about a week later, I was just listening to Behemoth.
Oh.
And then it just,
Nice.
yeah.
Which album?
I think
You
it
remember?
was
My favorite band.
left hand.
At the left hand of God.
Yeah.
At the left hand of
Of
God.
God. Yeah. That was when Behemoth was also just kind of like starting out. Yeah. So from Behemoth, I got into like heavier stuff like Pick Destroyer. And then I got into like more of the technical extreme stuff like Dillinger and stuff like that, which again, it's not something you can just plug in and listen and understand. It's something you got to really sit down, be very open-minded to, and then just let the auditory assault just come at you.
Okay,
And,
can you continue?
Oh, sorry, what did you want to say?
When you start playing bass?
So I started playing bass when I was about 18 years old. Yeah.
After high school?
Yeah. My mom, see, I was a violinist, and my mom never really was like encouraging about me playing bass.
Bass string on the violin. So it was coming from a very melodic instrument. I used to play in an orchestra as well. To dress up with the bow and stuff, you know. Eventually I stopped going to the orchestra as well because I kept wearing my band t-shirts and stuff, and it wasn't reflecting on the environment. So I started playing bass when I was about 17, 18 years old. I picked it up. How I approached my bass was where I bridged off or left off from my violin, which is, again, I have a very melodic approach to bass, and that's I'd say very reflective in how I play in bands like MOTHFLESH, or even the other band I play, which is Berdosa, where I use a lot of I'd say like the middle to higher registers to kind of fill up a lot of the empty spaces. And yeah, that's how I would describe myself.
Okay. Wah. Okay. Faham. Tak faham aku Ustaz betul.
Nanti aku translate semua dari mula sampai habis.
Nanti aku pakai background voice. Cakap kena main ni.
Aku hang pakai bass. Okay, terima kasih.
Okay, next bro.
Okay. So
yang ketiga. Okay bro.
Okay, so forgive me, I'm going to speak English as well.
It's okay, no problem.
Yeah, I think all of us know that like most of us started with Linkin Park.
Okay.
And like at that time I was more into rock. So
your secondary school or
primary? Around secondary school. I was like 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so I basically started with like mainstream rock like Green Day, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, that kind of stuff. And then when I was like 15, my sister introduced me to the first song she showed me was Enter Sandman
Your
and
sister?
Metallica. Yes, my sister. So I got into metal because of my sister, because she first showed me Master of Puppets, and when I heard Master of Puppets,
Blown you away.
yes, and that's how my metal journey started.
Okay.
And then I met a lot of school friends who were also into metal. Then I got into Avenged Sevenfold, Dragon Force, Children of Bodom, which is one of my most influential bands at that time. Alexia, so sad, but yeah. And then later on, around after school, that's when I started picking up guitar together with my friends, and like we basically formed a band. We started jamming together, and yeah, that's how like my metal journey basically started. Yeah.
Padat dah ringkas.
Memang.
Okay, you bro?
Okay. Aku start main drum daripada umur 13, form 1 lah tentu.
Oh, kena dengan muzik sebab drum?
Tak, dia start dari situ. Saya start daripada main punk rock dulu. So macam Blink-182, Green Day.
Oh, tu memang.
Lepas tu masuk post rock macam Taking Back Sunday semua. Itu semua dalam zaman sekolah lah. Lepas tu bila dah habis zaman sekolah tu, lepas form 5, start buat band. So start buat band dengan tentu Selastra. Tak ke mana sangat lah macam ni, tapi kita semua start daripada macam band Alexis on Fire, Seusin. Time tu lah. Lepas tu start masuk Fall of Troy. Lepas tu baru tiba-tiba makin lama makin heavy. Lepas tu saya pun perasan macam makin lama makin heavy makin susah nak main.
Makin susah control dengan bising tu.
Skill set dia macam lagi lebih, so macam terasa macam intrigue lah nak belajar semua. So belajar, lepas tu masuk Lamb of God. Lamb of God first kali metal yang full of metal lah. And then lepas tu baru start masuk benda-benda lain macam Gen dengan post-hardcore pun masuk sekali. And then Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, semua time-time tu baru start lah. Makin lama, makin start jadi technical, jadi Tesseract, Protest the Hero semua lah. So tu sampai sekarang lebih kurang macam tu, saya pergi balik dengan macam tu, kadang-kadang dengan lagu baru. So macam mix genre macam tu lah, dalam sounding tu lah.
Tapi dia punya main dia tetap metal lah.
Tetap metal juga
extreme
lah.
Extreme.
Tapi kalau dengar metal tu metal, dengar lah metal juga, tapi benda lain pun dengar juga.
Okay.
Mix lah. Saya tak adalah metal all the way, tapi bila buat music dengan diorang ni memang metal.
Terpaksa.
Dengan yang terpaksa pula cerita. Okay bro,
so
your journey bro.
Dua orang ni cakap Melayu, dua orang ni cakap English, aku cakap campur.
Boleh.
So my music journey actually started when I was 6 years old. I picked up the guitar.
6 years old?
6 years old. It was due to my dad. Dia selalu main dalam fikiran band, tapi dia bassist juga. Tapi dia tunjuk I macam mana nak main kapok gitar lah. Always Somewhere, Scorpion ke macam tu. And then after that he introduced me to Deep Purple.
70s rock.
70s lah, because dia pun orang 70s kan. So that was my sekolah rendah punya phase. 70s rock. Aku masuk sekolah menengah, lepas tu start dengan gangster rap terus. Lain. Memang lain. So Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, Dr. Dre, semua aku masuk.
NWA semua.
Oh yes. Fuck the police. So I was listening to all of that, and then Form 4 I fell in love with a girl. So it's a love story lah. So I fell in love with a girl in high school, and she introduced me to metal.
Also a girl.
Also a girl.
Sister.
Sister, tapi ni lain cerita lah.
Was that the sister?
I rather not say.
Okay.
She introduced me.
Interesting story.
I know. It's a very interesting story. She introduced me to Arch Enemy.
Arch Enemy?
Arch Enemy.
You go to Arch Enemy live in
I did.
I'm the one of the crew.
Nice. Kita bolak-balik
Okay.
So I listened to Arch Enemy for the first time, and I did not believe that the singer was a female. First of all, I didn't know that the singing can be done like that. But second of all, I was surprised that it was a female vocalist. So I was like really intrigued by that. Selepas tu aku drop balik masuk dalam Avenged Sevenfold, kaki-kaki Linkin Park. But for me at that time aku rasa macam ni macam tak ekstrim sangat. Because dah dengar ni kan. Muda. So then after that I was like, okay, fuck it, I need to hear some more heavy shit. I started, because I was playing guitar at that time. I wasn't that good. Okay, so after SPM aku practice gila babi lah. Setiap hari 8-10 jam practice macam gila lah. So then after that I started going into shred music. So you have Michelangelo, Paul Gilbert, Racer X, Ingwe, Malmsteen, semua macam tu aku masuk selepas sekolah menengah.
All the shredders lah.
All the shredder lah. And then selepas shredder aku dah punya phase dah habis, lepas tu masuk balik dalam groove metal. Lamb of God, you know, you have Protest the Heroes, technical shit like that, Tesseract, Monuments, banyak lah aku cakap apa aku
it slowly gets heavier.
Yes, as well. But I started going into a lot more heavier stuff lah, so Sugar and shit like that lah. And then ding dong, lepas tu kita dah sini lah.
Ding dong. So soalan aku yang seterusnya lah. Ini semua dah tahu dia punya background. Pendek lah, kalau panjang lagi more 5 jam. Kan? So I just want to know how MOTHFLESH was formed.
Okay. So it's actually a very funny and also pelik punya cerita sebab aku masa tu aku ada main satu band ni and I was trying to look for something lagi extreme kan. So aku pergi dekat mana? Loyat.net. Loyat.net.
Macam nak cari.
Lepas tu aku type lah.
Ni sebelum Jam Tank.
Aku type band yang mencari vokalis, something like that aku type kan. Lepas tu jumpa satu posting ni from 5 tahun lepas. Masa aku cari tu is 2000 and 2017. Jadi
5 tahun lepas.
Jadi kira posting tu pada 2012 lah. Ada seorang mamat ni tulis he is looking for a vocalist to play in an extreme band. Lepas tu band yang dia list tu macam Pit Destroyer,
tahulah dia
Morbid Angel.
Okay.
Okay, interesting nak cuba kan. Excited. Tapi masalahnya posting tu dah 5 tahun.
Okay.
So, I won't get any reply lah kan. So but fuck it, I just do. Macam buat je. Tak buat tak tahu kan. Buat. Lepas tu ada orang reply.
Siapa yang reply?
Dia yang reply. Easy. So actually it was easy. And at that time Easy has already been playing with Berdosa.
Okay.
For I think a year.
Yeah, so I was playing in Berdosa for a year. I think I just came back to Malaysia, and I didn't want to like play too many bands at the same time. I just wanted to focus on one band and do all my other things. So it was really weird because when he messaged me on Laoyat, I happened to be out on a date that night, and for some reason it ended up with us going to H&M for some reason, and
classic makeout spot, right?
Well, he was changing in the changing room, and I had nothing to do, so I sat down. I opened my email, and then I'm like, I got this message.
Email
Hotmail.
Hotmail, yeah. And I found his message, and he's like, he wanted to play in the band. He was really enthusiastic. And I think he sent a link of you singing. Was it an Exodus song or?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Exodus.
Still story like Last Orish and James Hetfield, but they use the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
It's like email.
So I girl was changing in the changing room, and I was watching him basically like sing, do an Exodus cover. My volume like turned up, and people were just kind of like giving me glances in the changing room. It was the women's changing room on top of that. You're not supposed to sit down there. Why put a bench? Okay, so. I was thinking to myself, like, alright, this guy actually made the effort to like share his, his influence and his his profile. So I thought, here's someone who I can actually do something with, because my biggest struggle with forming bands in Malaysia is actually finding members who aren't as committed to myself if I wanted to start something serious. So I knew if I could get him on board, he could be on the same level. We would have the same level of commitment, and I wouldn't have to worry about babysitting because many a time
that's a problem.
You have 2 or 3 guys who are the real driving force in the band, and the other 2 guys kind of slack off.
The poyos.
Poyos.
Yeah, exactly, the poyos.
Don't say it, please. You don't say it.
Poyos.
Poyos. Boleh lah.
That's if you think about it, it's actually chicken in Spanish.
El
pollo.
El pollo.
The chickens, So if you got these musical chickens who come down and tell you, look, I want to play in the band with you, I want to go on stage, but I don't do
jenis
anything.
yang nak jadi rockstar tapi tak nak buat effort.
Tak ada korban dulu lah.
And that's like a really nice segue into like how we went through a bit of a rotation when it came down to like getting like drummers in the band and guitarists.
So the original lineup is you.
Well,
As
both of us.
after we got together,
Huh?
dia introduced to Giri.
Okay.
And then Giri
Because I know him I've known him for
dia
before
pernah-
that for about a few years.
Okay. And
Lepas
then
tu
the
from
name?
Giri, dia bawa our ex member,
Okay.
bandmate lah sekali. And then it's 4 of us.
Okay.
So when dah ada 4 orang ni, yang kita tak ada is drummer.
Oh.
So,
paling susah dia.
Tapi kita nak jam. So
Jantung
aku,
tak ada?
yang kaki buku tak ada.
Ah.
Jadi aku minta tolong one of my friends daripada uni sebab dia main drum. And dia fill in for few jamming session tapi dia tak boleh commit sebab dia nak berkahwin time tu.
Oh.
Okay, so then kita orang discuss macam mana susah tu nak cari drummer ni. Tu kita orang sedar lah, drummer is like dying breed ke apa tak tahu.
Malaysia memang susah.
Susah kan drummer. And then it turns out Giri dah lama jadi fan ni, ngefan. Dia dah lama ngefan. Fan. Dia dah lama mengikuti progress Syafiq as a drummer daripada band dulu.
Okay.
Saya nampak dia main kat college saya sebab dia datang.
College mana?
SAE.
Oh, SAE.
Ah.
Oh, semua ada engineering punya geng ah.
Diorang.
Okay.
So my friend studied in SAE.
Okay.
Then I saw him. I think either playing his band song or covering a Lamb of God song. And I was like, wow, this guy is crazy.
Okay, so you approach him ah?
Giri,
I think Giri
kita tanya,
approach,
Giri
I
approach.
message
And then bila now that Syafiq is on board, now kita ada the first lineup lah. So complete.
Tapi still one guitar.
Tu yang dengan ex-member tu.
Gitar juga.
Gitar.
Okay.
So from there we went from tu kira sekarang ni at this point Giri tengah main dengan idola dia lah. Dia main gitar dengan idola dia.
Idola dia jadi rakan lah.
Dia jadi
Okay, I know. Okay.
So then from that lineup kita jamming, we wrote demos and eventually came up with Nocturnal Lama.
So, nama MOTHFLESH?
Nama MOTHFLESH sebenarnya easy start. Mula-mula dia nama-nama semua ni nama tajuk lagu atau nama selalunya easy akan idea. So at first you gave the idea of Mothlang. Yeah.
Mothlang. Oh, susah nak sebut.
Susah sebut Mothlang. So
Macam Maklang.
yeah.
Macam malang kan.
Okay.
Dia tak suka.
Aku tak suka.
Tak suka.
Kalau aku tak suka lah.
Macam aduh, macam mana nak fikir-fikir lepas tu eventually he came up with what about MOTHFLESH. Okay, MOTHFLESH.
Okay.
Macam Flash God.
So the official date or official year they use that name?
January 2018.
January
Itu
2018
We
official.
were out in a party, right?
Yeah, we were out at a party.
Babu tu tahu.
Patutlah nama keluar
Ah,
macam tu.
faham.
Party tu dulu. That was first and then after that.
That was at the end.
And then we went to this like noodle shop dekat Drum
Oh,
Asia.
depan Drum Asia.
Depan Drum
Alamak.
Asia.
Situ
Situ kita finalize nama.
So January 2018 official lah.
Line up,
MOTHFLESH.
nama, set.
So ni masuk macam mana?
Okay, so after kita really not tengah lama, kita punya ex-guitarist decided not to continue with us. So at that time we were finishing our tour. Kita punya nocturnal tour dekat Indonesia. I think started dekat Indonesia.
Yeah.
Kita 4 orang dengan pertolongan sampler.
Sampler. Oh,
Yang barang
Tadi.
last minute dia pull out. So kita finish up our tour tu, bukan finish up lah, towards dalam 3-4 tour juga dates kita main 4 orang je.
Okay.
So we did Indonesia and then we
Indonesia,
did
Cambodia.
with the 4 of us.
With 4 of us, and I think few shows in Malaysia, yeah, we did 4 of us before Runway, because Runway then started Rumah
Oh
Api.
yeah, Rumah Api, a bunch of Rumah Api
Okay.
shows. Yeah,
So
yeah,
to
yeah.
2020 baru Mad Dog masuk. Tapi sebenarnya
Aku ada story.
Oh, ada sekali. Bagi dia story sikit.
Banyak.
Banyak.
Aku masuk macam ni. The first time I met these guys was when I invited them to play for my other band's gig lah.
Okay.
It was called Imperial Decimation. We had a
Oh, Imperial
EP.
Decimation. You punya band?
Yes.
Oh, drummer Sean ah?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm a long time friend.
So I invited them for the EP show and I love how they perform. Their energy is
Okay,
superb
yeah.
lah. Memang teruk lah. I love it lah. And then after that, I started teruk in the best way lah.
masa dia trox.
Of course dah minum beer lah kan. So, and then after that I was friends with them lah for at least 2 years minimum.
Oh, okay.
Minimum. Kawan-kawan dulu.
Kawan-kawan dulu.
And then me and Izzy sort of had a connection. So I was working in Mumbai at that time with my
Oh,
friend.
okay.
So kita selalulah on the phone cakap. Then one day he was complaining about his ex-member lah kan. So then he told me, bro, come on lah, you know what's going on here. So, I pun ada idea, okay, why don't I come back and then we, jam up lah. Dia pun cakap, okay, not bad. Kita cakap, I think this was October or November 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, before pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID lah ni.
Sebelum
memang
pre-COVID.
Pre-MCO lah.
We didn't have
we did have a few auditions.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
tried to,
try juga audition.
we got your ex-guitarist to play Shahir from Silastra.
Okay.
Fill in
Shahir.
a few.
One of my crew
Taman
also
Tai,
named
Taman
Shahir.
Tai.
Banyak Syahir bro.
Yeah, to fill in a few slots.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah.
that's when I decided to, okay, I'm gonna come back to KL and then just jam with them and see how it goes lah. So January aku datang balik. February we had our first gig already
dekat
in
rumah
Thai.
Pi.
Dekat rumah Pi straight away. So aku masuk je dia
Masuk terus main gig?
Masuk
Terus main gig.
And not just that. Masuk terus main gig, lepas tu touring terus.
Terus.
Terus fly
Masuk
Thailand.
Thailand.
Oh,
Thailand. Fly
Nice
Thailand.
story, nice story. Macam aku discover korang, okay, because of ROTW lah.
Okay.
Carta Indie ya.
Carta Indie.
Nice.
Sebab time tu Abang Rom ya bang. Kalau Abang Rom, dia apa saja band metal semua dia akan inform kat aku. Selalu dia akan beritahu lah. Oh, ada band metal ni betul. So aku discover korang kat situ lah. Dia satu band radical ke. Aku discover kat situ juga.
Yeah,
Radical.
metalcore.
Metalcore,
But they only came up.
I don't know who
There was like
they are.
I know what you're talking about. I saw the video. There was a huge hype behind it, and then it just kind of tapered off.
That's why I tak contact
If you
dorang.
guys are watching this video, where are you?
So kat situ, and then I tengok korang punya lagu, okay. Sebab I tak tengok lagu sangat tau. Sebab bagi I, you all punya lagu, dia originally akan jadi original bila you all dah bersama lama. Kan? Sebab I pun main band lama, dia tahu kat situ kan. So I tengok you all punya vibe. Tengok you all konsep, you all punya dress up, you all punya showmanship semua. So band ni okay, boleh pergilah. Itu personal opinion lah. Korang yang lain tu tahu lah. Aku tengok boleh pergi. That's why aku post dekat Facebook.
Nak pergi
post
mana?
kat Facebook.
Nak pergi mana? Kalau boleh pergi.
Boleh. Bawa pergi Jakarta, bawa you all pergi Jakarta.
Boleh, yes.
Aduh. And then ada budak seorang WhatsApp ni tau.
Oh, Rabi.
Yo.
Rabi. Daripada Dosa Skits.
Okay. Berdosa I ada CD, I beli dekat Golot. Iklan, tak ada masalah. And then bila kat mana tadi ada budak WhatsApp. WhatsApp aku.
Okay.
Suruh contact IG dia. Sebab aku post kat Facebook. Aku cakap siapa tahu line up ni. Please bagi tahu aku. Pasal budak-budak yang tahu aku buat channel ni, dia akan tahu dah ni mesti ada projek baru kan. Dia sebab dapat kat dia. So it's all happening now.
Now it's happening. Finally happening.
After 6 months
Kita
plan lama.
Plan lama. Asyik PKP MCO. So bukan last lah aku nak tanya korang pasal so MOTHFLESH sekarang apa benda yang korang dah release? Apa benda yang korang nak promo? Apa benda yang korang akan buat?
Right.
Plan korang semua. So boleh story lah. One by one lah, siapa nak cakap dulu
I
boleh.
just said the pre, and then you can say the current, and you can say the post.
The planning, also the planning.
So bila
Matt Dog cakap dulu. Orang gila cakap dulu.
So bila I masuk, I had the very fortunate experience with them working with a song straight away. Because tengah I masuk je, kita tengah jam ni, tiba-tiba ada riff satu yang I terpetik dalam telinga I. Okay, kita main, terkeluar laju. Okay, and then the title of the song is Sky Father. Please check us out on YouTube. So that's how we started to write together as a band. Betul-betul kita write together. I'm not joking. It's not like I write and then they play. No. We literally wrote every part of the song together. And that's what I love about this song, you know. So with that energy, aku cakap ni PKP punya energy lah kita ambil. Kita nak buat
COVID ni energy lah.
COVID energy lah ni. Energy flu lah kan.
Sangat
Itu yang sebenar.
That's the best word lah. And then kita nak ambil energy ni masuk dalam album terbaru yang akan keluar. Hopefully hujung tahun ni.
Hopefully hujung. End of this year. Full album lah. Full
album and very different daripada first album.
Betul-betul keras.
8 songs, 10 songs, 9 songs?
TBD.
Belum decide.
TBD. Belum.
Ada beberapa.
About 10 songs.
Minimum 8 lah. Minimum 8 for full length.
Yeah, minimum 8 lah. But we will give you more than that. Promise you that.
Kita pun kena pilih apa lagu untuk yang
kalau kena pilih maksudnya lagu banyak lah.
Yes, memang lagu
aku
banyak.
sekarang tak cukup lagu macam mana?
Kena tulis lah lagu ni.
Maksudnya korang memang tengah apa kena korang
panas lah.
Ni
bukan panas tengah.
yang pada
Tengah
gitaris
hype,
yang
hype.
tengah sangat tutur lagu. Kita orang seksa lepas tu nak masuk drum, masuk vokal.
Yeah.
So yang Skyfather tu dia akan dimasukkan dalam album or
Tidak.
single lah,
Skyfather
single.
is a single.
Sebab kita punya goal is to introduce Runway.
Okay.
And macam mana influence Runway bila dia masuk dalam MOTHFLESH, how it is different now daripada
Okay.
kita punya production and
Okay.
songwriting from Nocturnal Lama.
Okay.
Jadi Skyfather ni kira mukadimah lah kepada MOTHFLESH yang baru.
Like intro lah.
Intro kepada MOTHFLESH
So
yang
all
baru.
the lyrics hang tulis ke atau together?
Lirik, dari segi lirik, I will start with the story.
Okay.
Aku tulis lirik apa semua and then I will present to them. And then dia akan comment, I don't like this, don't like that, tukar-tukar. Last we agree collectively lah as a band, lirik yang paling ni. So I will start, story apa semua, tapi eventually lirik sama-sama.
Okay, ni soalan maut untuk band tau. Selalu kalau soalan ni band nak jawab sama ada dia ke idola atau ke original. See,
okay.
So the most influential band or line of metal, line of concept to MOTHFLESH.
Okay, korang jawab tu aku.
Soalan ni maut daripada situ.
I think it's obvious. It's Linkin Park.
Guns N' Roses.
From there, the fan will know the direction of this band.
Okay.
Ini satu band je ke? Boleh campur-campur?
Campur-campur.
Terpaksa campur.
Terpaksa. Benda tu terpaksa.
Okay. Guys who listen to MOTHFLESH and our hopefully future to be fans, we don't listen to one band all the time. We listen to multiple bands. For example, I minimum listen to 10 to 15 bands, and then these guys listen to more bands than I do. And then all of us combine at least comes up to at least minimum 100 to 200 bands. It's escalated because it's a logarithmic scale, so it's a bit different to. It's very very difficult to kind of explain to you what sound we are achieving and what sound we have already. So I would recommend you go to Facebook, YouTube dengan Instagram, check us out dulu, then make up your mind. I think that's
kalau kita kena nama satu band.
Nama satu band.
Maybe what we can do is we can name
One band each.
individual.
The most influential untuk next coming
We came out with our own genre for people to kind of
That's the answer that I want.
Okay.
So which is what?
That's the answer I want.
Metal, right?
Yeah, groove metal.
It's gonna be more macam ni tau. Tech groove / genty.
So the lyrics, the concept of the album, the lyrics is story about what?
Okay. Coming album ni, kita aku dah mention ni masa dalam music edits lah. So kita just elaborate sikit lagi.
Sneak
Sneak peek lagi. We are going for macam futuristic punya konsep. Okay. Jadi futuristic kalau macam bro pernah tengok movie Blade Runner 2049, Blade Runner, Tron, Dread apa semua kan. Jadi kita tahu dia punya konsep tu heavy on post-humanism, corrupted government, tapi dengan also including advanced technology. Macam mana dengan perkembangan teknologi manusia dikira macam dipinggir and society jatuh, ecosystem collapse apa semua kan. Jadi this is where we're going, macam post apocalyptic tapi in a futuristic AI computer shit punya.
So itu subjek untuk orang karya lah.
Itu kalau dari segi visualnya segi visual futuristic, tapi dari segi liriknya banyak sentuh pasal humanism.
The basic humanism.
Unsur manusia lah.
Dengan scientific dan futuristic lah. Okay. That's why nampak modern kot.
A lot of the modes and scales we use, especially when Runbear and I focus on writing the hooks and the songs, reflect a lot of the characteristics everyone was bringing up, like this corruption and dystopian. It's very dark. It's definitely darker from where Nocturnal Armor left off.
It's even more darker than Skyfather.
Macam tu tapi dark sikit.
It'll be like Megadeth's Dystopia but better.
Strong words, dude.
I listen to Skyfather kan, yang lama punya. Dia punya vocal dia develop lain tau. Yang first dulu mungkin marah-marah. Yang second ni dah ada macam Bagi
rasa sayang sikit kan.
mungkin ada maybe a little bit individualism ke.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you punya expression tu saja nak buat ke ataupun eventually jadi?
Tak, dia memang macam ni. Dulu
tu
masa first record album Nak Ternama, kita tak ada ilmu banyak. Jadi record macam ikut sedap lah kan, maknanya kena. But after some time, after dah main dengan orang lama, especially then now Mad Dog masuk, so sekarang ada 4 orang yang tolong aku to get better. Jadi bila diorang push, aku pun okay, lagi banyak kita dapat, kita belajar. Then I know now how to actually apply aku punya vocal ni dari segi yang kena dengan feel. Okay, so kalau lagu tu marah, okay marah, tapi tak nak marah terus. Dia ada marah tu, ada dia punya layer dia kan, ada
So range lagi besar.
Range lagi besar. Okay, lebih kurang macam tu lah, tapi still learning, still trying to get better. So hopefully the next album ni akan incorporate lagi banyak style lah. Ada macam sing scream, macam sing scream, low ke atau high ke apa semua, nyanyi, guttural, fry.
So recording semua memang you all sendiri lah? Ataupun ada proper studio lain yang you all macam kan style band, home recording, proper studio recording, banyak style jenis recording tau.
Betul.
Semua kita taruh.
You all semua totally DIY.
Kita mix sikit lah.
Self produce or ada producer?
Ada producer.
So engineer on sound engineer.
No. Robin Adams.
Basically,
Okay, so you all ada sound engineer yang tolong guide benda ni lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, nak tahu semua sebab band ada setengah yang totally DIY.
Terpaksa bang, because kita tak nak bunyi macam pisang tau.
Tahu pun.
Aku nak
What
tukar
does that
dari
mean? I keep hearing
Pisang.
the
Pisang is
banana.
it's like
It's like imagine the banana
it's
getting
not something
peeled.
that makes it rock hard, you know.
Bunyi like sajak, bunyi like sajak. Sound like sajak, No.
I was talking about this with my girlfriend. I said because he did an interview and the guy kept bringing up pisang. And I'm like, and I'm asking her what does it mean, and then she's like, oh, must be a good thing. But I like bananas. They're great.
Dude, it's not pisang, it's pisang.
Pisang.
Got the SH in there.
I just wanna know MOTHFLESH punya planning after maybe after release album ke?
Nak gig lah ni.
Gig.
Yang tu gig cerita lain lah. So you all punya planning lah. Jadi tak edit tak apa.
Okay.
Planning you all.
After COVID yang memang kita nak
Touring
tour balik.
So kau nak release dulu, lepas tu baru tour.
Release terus tour.
So, macam
Itu
bawa
modal
barang tu.
kita.
No, actually 3 benda. Release, dapat vaksin, lepas tu baru.
Vaksin dah register belum? Semua dah.
Dah.
Already registered for your vaccine?
No.
No.
Completely forgot about doing that.
Anti-vaxxer.
Jangan kecam. So, yang macam mana lupa? Vaksin dulu lepas tu.
Vaksin tu touring.
Touring lah.
Mana yang kita boleh capai, kita capai dulu. Kalau boleh Thailand, aku nak pergi Thailand balik.
Thailand best.
Betul-betul best lah.
How about Malaysian tu?
Malaysian tu of
settle
course.
dulu lah.
Malaysian
Malaysian tu kena.
You
North and South lah.
korang try lah.
East and
Daripada
West
Perlis sampai ke Johor, sampai Sarawak semua kan?
Sarawak.
As
no
all
problem.
my friends would say, insyaAllah.
No problem.
Tapi itulah kalau boleh abang apa?
Itu off record.
Itu off record.
Itu aku cerita mak tu. So, yang seterusnya dia punya dah dekat ujung-ujung ni. You all punya harapan, your hope for metal scene in Malaysia.
Oh.
Individual.
Okay, Imran, you can go first.
Hope for metal scene is
in Malaysia. Ni you sincere nak kata apa kau kata ke?
Oh shit.
Bagi
Kalau
aku-
kau cang macam ni?
Kalau kena kecam balik aku tak tahu.
dia tu lah. Dia pergi censored.
Apa benda yang korang rasa lebih, apa benda yang korang rasa kurang.
Aku rasa
Macam tu lah.
Okay.
kena lebih inclusion lah. Kena lebih orang kata bersepadu dari segi macam kan kita ni scene dah kecil kan, tapi ada pula dia punya macam asabiah-asabiah dia. Betul tak betul?
Perbezaan mazhab.
Perbezaan mazhab. Dia
Different set.
different different
Learning.
Sunni Islam,
philosophy.
Different set.
Bands with different philosophy cannot go together. Macam ni lah senang cakap. Kita masuk di scene untuk have fun kan. Jadi susah lah bila kita nak main gig tapi ada macam this kind of friction kan. The band tak sekena. Benda tu dekat luar tak apalah. Tapi bila dah masuk gig, okay sama-sama kita perform, kita main. Tapi dan dekat luar nak gaduh apa tu terpulang lah. Cuma kalau kita boleh ada more inclusion, more bersepadu, aku rasa gig-gig akan lebih inilah, akan lebih banyak dan lebih kira akan lebih ramai orang datang. Itu harapan lah. Cuma tak tahulah harapan tu jadi ke tak.
Your hope for metal scene in Malaysia.
Okay, well, you see, I think personally metal is metal transcends music itself. It's so much more than that. It's about the community. It's about society, and what the community and society represents is about how it is inclusive and not exclusive. And you know, like growing up, being a weird kid in high school, I wasn't really accepted anywhere, but you know, I felt like I belonged in the metal community. I would like to see more of that happen in Malaysia personally, because I feel like there's too much exclusivity going on in between the community and scenes, and there exists a practice of prejudice, especially to people who you know have different faiths or different beliefs or different lifestyles, which I think completely goes against metal. You know,
it does.
If I don't like you because of your gender or sexuality or your creed or your political beliefs, then you're effectively going against the ethos of what it is to be metal. Also, I would like to see more venues of decent sound. Like, what the fuck? We got shitty sound. You know, like just better like mixers. Yeah. That's all. It's not that expensive to buy a good mixer. You know?
I will touch on that point.
For me personally, I mean, I think they've said more on like the culture of metal.
Culture.
I'm going to say more about the sound. I feel like in Malaysia, people tend to focus too much on the same kind of thing. Like
rigid.
Tengok macam banyak orang buat metalcore, banyak orang buat
trendy juga.
So banyak orang ikut trend.
Copy paste.
Yeah, so I feel people should be willing to be more like brave to explore. Yes, explore. Try to like work on metal genres that are not done here as often, you know. Yeah, and it will kind of grow the metal scene here and make it like create unique bands as opposed to many bands sounding almost the same. You know. Yeah.
Inspiration lah kepada semua artis yang dah ada ataupun yang nak nak bangkit ke apa. So basically macam kita semua buat metal ataupun tak pun tak kisah, tapi kita semua tengok each other as an individual to compete, bersaing masing-masing, tapi dengan masa yang sama we look up to each other. Okay? Dengan cara macam tu semua at least dia tak adalah macam masuk gig tak ada macam Imran cakap orang membenci each other, tapi orang at least berkawan. But at least you know at the end of the day you know his skill set is that and my skill set is this, you know, at least then we can exchange things or to make the music in a better community where people can just share things together. I think that's, for me, metal scene should be like that way lah, because Americans, in a way I feel like Americans or Europeans they tend to do that a lot. Very competitive.
Also Indonesia, betul. Also Japan.
So dia macam
Japan you will know.
Dia macam bagi this good feeling with each other lah.
Japan respect the other culture.
It's like respecting each other.
Healthy competition.
It's a healthy competition.
The mad fucking dog.
Mad fucking dog. I've got two things to say. One good, one bad. Actually, let's make that two each. Okay. I'm in a good mood today. Okay, dua barang yang aku suka where metal community is concerned in Malaysia. Kita suka turun padang. Kalau ada gig, datang. I love that about the Malaysian community lah. Very nice. And the second thing that I like is bila music bagus, you orang tahu music bagus. You all know which is good, which is not good. Pak, aku nak kecam you orang sekarang. Dua barang. One, live sound. You guys need to step up your game, because I went out overseas, Mumbai, I went to Thailand, I went to UK to go gigs and all that. Sound is number one. Venue tak kisah, kecil ke besar aku tak kisah, tapi sound
boom
kena padu. Kalau padu baru memang best. Okay?
Yeah, always have the sound check, you know.
Correct. That is for the live venue, guys. Okay, now for the musicians, I speak to you heart to heart, right? We understand we are living in a very tough time. PKP has affected everybody's income and stability of that income. I understand, but after we go through this wave, after we are fine, I want you to guys to kind of like take yourselves more seriously. Do invest in your gear, because the gear do help to make your sound better. If you don't have, it doesn't have to be expensive. It needs to be good gear. Follow your budget, get a good gear, make good sound, and don't be scared. Because look, metal is already a genre and a community that is almost excluded from the mainstream. And we choose that for a reason. This is a family that we choose. So,
It's our music.
it is our music. Participate in it, collaborate, and make it better. Not only for yourself, but everybody else. Okay, so that's all I have to say to you.
That's all.
That's all.
Not so long.
Dua baik, dua jahat. Itu je.
Yeah.
That's all I will say. Thank
Too
you.
evil, too good lah.
Yes.
Okay, yang panjang lebar, kita orang cakap apa? Mengetahui rahsia latar belakang, apa diorang punya planning. So, kalau korang boleh nak check up diorang dekat mana? IG ada?
IG ada. MOTHFLESH Band.
Okay.
MOTHFLESH Band.
Spotify, semua ada.
Yeah,
Semua ada, semua digital platform ada. So yang untuk fizikal ada tak? Dapat?
Tak nak, belum lagi.
Dah habis. Dah habis.
Yang lama dah habis.
Sold out.
So yang untuk next yang akan album baru ni lah. InsyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Ujung tahun.
Yes.
Ujung tahun ni ya.
Ujung tahun.
Betul tak? Kalau tak ada aku datang tutup ni.
DVD,
Jangan datang sini.
director's cut.
So that's all for today. Kepala Metal episode kali ini bersama MOTHFLESH.
Yeah.